Okay, so this is how to unlock Brecillien as quick as possible. And for starters, I want you guys to gear up in some pretty junk gear. As you can see here, the total cost is, 50k. It's not really that important. You can drop the bag even if you don't really need it. Um, this is like something that I'm pretty spec'd in, so my IP is a little high. You don't really need 1,000 plus IP to do this stuff. Maybe even like 950, 900 is okay. um, this is just really cheap and I just happen to have spec in it. So first thing, let's go over to Limhurst portal, sorry. And you can do this out of yellow zones, but you get an extra bonus if you do it through black zones because they're more risky, and naturally more risk is rewarded pretty well. You'll save like maybe 10 minutes, but always go for it. Um, and yeah, so what we're doing here is we're effectively just making ourselves invisible, zoning through any of these 8 portals, and we want to find a wisp. And they're pretty common here. No one really does mist content anymore, especially not out of a zone. So usually they just go through Brecillien to do mist content, but to be honest, it's pretty unpopular now. It's not a good place to gather. It's not really a good place to farm. It's mainly for just like solo PvP and like really small scale PvP, but it's not that attractive. And what you want to do is just run around until you find a wisp. So I'm gonna quickly cut to a point where I find a wisp and I'll BRB. Okay, so this is the perfect example of what we're looking for. And it's also a good distinction between the grader and the regular. So the grader, you can have 2 people that can zone into it. So you're typically going into a place where you're going to meet a lot of duos. So as a solo player doing this, you don't really want to go into the grader, but if you're safe, it doesn't really matter. And the way to unlock these is firstly drop your invis. You can do that by just pressing log out and then moving a little bit. Or you can just wait the time or interact with anything else, but I don't suggest waiting the time. It can take a really long time. And the way to actually use these wisps is by dismounting and like following one around. So you follow them around, they'll eventually pop into a portal into a mist. And the same for this one, but we're not going to go into the greater one. It's just unnecessary risk. So zone into the solo one. Here you can only meet other solo players, so it's really good for you. And what you want to do once you're in this area, inside the mist, you want to look for effectively trapped wisps. And this is a lovely example right here. You can see this, it's interactable. It's like there's a wisp and it's trapped inside a lantern. This is exactly what you look for. They might not have the same design. Sometimes it's a box, sometimes it's a cage. This is like a lantern, but it's all basically the same thing. And there's usually like 2 tier 6 mobs defending it, and if there's more, you know what, just kill them all. They won't let you free it without first killing the mobs. So yeah, do that, and then you'll move on to the most important part of this anyways, which is opening and unlocking or freeing the wisp. So you've effectively freed the wisp and you've got 701 favor or Brecillien standing from doing this. And now what you want to do is just run around and look for more of these lanterns. And you can go into a different wisp if you think like there's none left, but I'm having pretty good luck here, so I'm getting a good amount back to back. So I'm just gonna keep going here. And actually it doesn't seem like there's a bonus for going in through yellow zone or black zone, which is kind of odd. Maybe it's just not explicit. But yeah, you can do this in yellow zones if you don't want to risk any loot. It's the same thing. You just go into a yellow zone and then find one of these wisps and then zone in, and instead of losing everything, you just get knocked down. Pretty safe again. If you do notice it's less, it's pretty expected because you're in a safer zone, but If it's the same, then for sure use that. Don't go into the black zone. I just find it much easier to find wisps and stuff in black zone, so I just went from there. Yeah, so you just want to run around, ignore other people if you don't want to fight, ignore the nodes if you don't want to gather, and just look for these lanterns. And you want to keep gathering these lanterns until you have an accepted standing with Brecillien. And the way to check is click your name, go into stats, scroll down until you see standing. And here it should say neutral if you don't have it unlocked, and once you do have it unlocked, you need around 50,000 of these like favor points, and once you have 50,000 it'll switch to accepted, and that's all you need to do to unlock Brecillien. And yeah, also the way to get out of these mists is by traveling to one of these 4 exits, and it'll bring you to the zone that you zoned into, not a random zone. So if you're gonna zone back into a black zone, make sure you mount up quick, or you get prepared if there's anyone right waiting for you effectively. So I zoned in from High Tree Lake, and I'm coming out of High Tree Lake. Perfect. And once you have 50,000 and it's accepted, there's just one last thing you need to do, and it's to go back into these mists, and this time you can take yellow mists, they're just safer, and you need to find a Brecillien portal. It's going to be a purple portal on your map somewhere, and you effectively just need to go into it once, and then you can have Brecillien unlocked. So you can fast travel to it. So steps are go into a mist, open lanterns and free wisps until you have 50k favor or standing, and my chances are really lucky today. Here's the Brecillien portal. You see this icon right here? This right here is the Brecillien portal. So once you have your 50,000 favor and your standing is now accepted, you can now access Brecillien by just, well, you can access Brecillien after you find the portal. And since we've just found the portal by going into a random wisp, let's quickly run over there and zone into Brecillien. And if you don't find it, I kind of just got lucky here. If you don't find it right away, just just exit the wisp and go into another one. There's a pretty slim chance in black zone for them to spawn, but in yellow zones there's like a really high chance, and you can just keep, like, if you don't find it, just go to another one, and just rinse and repeat until you find a Brecillien portal. Yeah, so let me just quickly run over here and we can zone in, and I'll show you a quick tutorial on how Brecillien is laid out. Great, so this is the Brecillien portal. You can see this. It's entrance to Brecillien. It's a safe region. It's like a royal city effectively, and all you want to do is just press it. And now you have officially binded or found Brecillien. So you'll be on the 3rd floor when you first enter Brecillien, and the best way to think about Brecillien is it's like a 3-floor city. So on the top floor you have access to both the mists, where you just came in from, and what we primarily use, which is the roads portal. And here you can go into a party with 7 people and all zone into the same Ava roads. And there's always 7 charges here for you and your party, so you don't have to worry about going out into black zones and finding roads that have enough charges for your entire squad and then running through the whole zone to get there. And then this will bring us to the bottom floor, which is kind of weird. So it brings us straight to 1st floor. And the reason I know it's 1st floor is it's because it's like big, and there's also like all these crafting things for potions. The main purpose of this floor is for the travel planner, which you can find right here, and also repairing your items, which you can find right over here. These are the only 2 purposes of this. So when you fast travel to Brecillien, you'll be on this floor, and then to get geared up, you can go to the bank here, and if you go over here, you'll just go to the marketplace first. It's like the same thing. It's connected on this floor anyways. This is what we call the 2nd floor. You can see like stairs going up to this floor. This is your bank, and then your marketplace is going to be over here. It's the same functionality as a royal city, so there's nothing to explain there. And this is the 3rd floor. And that's really it. Now you have Brecillien unlocked, and you can do the group content out of roads. Out of Brecillien in parties, and this is pretty useful for, I guess, every or majority of the small scale content most guilds do. So, yeah, that is all. If you have any questions, please let me know, and thank you.